Recently, we went on a trip to Anaheim, California for a competition called STN, Student Television Network.
Yeah, and we went down a day early, and on the first day, we got to chill, get used to the time change, and we got to go to the beach, which was a lot of fun, and we got to kind of like sightsee and kind of prepare us for what we were getting ready to get ourselves into. On day 2, we split up into groups. Half of us went to Paramount Studios, and they got to tour that, which was a lot of fun. And the other half went to like a little amusement park, and it was kind of almost like a Kentucky Kingdom, and it was called Knott's Berry Farm. It was better. It was really good. And yeah.
So on the 3rd day is whenever we got to business. Competition started, and it was crazy 8 day. We had 8 hours to produce a full package. It started at 8, and it ended at 4. So we all split up into teams, and we went to work.
Think about it. We usually we usually get weeks to do a full package, but we only had a day, 8 hours.
8 hours, not even a day.
And again, there were 3,000 students in this one hotel, in this one competition, and these kids were awesome.
Aloha, my name is Renata Legrand. I'm from my high school in the state of Hawaii, and shout out to PRP High School.
We went to turn our thing in. You could only have your flash drive, and so we had 20 seconds for this to load. But the computer said we still needed 2 minutes. So we're freaking out. We don't have a flash drive, and Jalen goes and he's trying to find a flash drive, and finally someone puts a flash drive in his hand. We run up,
no idea,
and we finally get it in. So Jalen, how did you feel when you got that flash drive put in your hand?
Man, it was crazy. Like, I didn't even know the guy. I just walked up to him. I was like, "Excuse me, sir, I need a flash drive. Do you guys have one?" And at first he was like, "No, we don't have one." I was like, "Are you serious?" So then I was walking back, and then one of his students came up and was like, "Here you go." So I immediately ran to you all. And
it was awesome.
Very thankful to them.
Yes.
Steph, I wish I could find out.
Yeah.
How did you all feel? Because you are new, freshman and sophomore.
I'd say it's definitely a good learning experience, learning how to do white balance on the fly, and also having to try editing whenever you're just out on the field.
Yeah, it was very nerve-wracking. There were so many people there, so much competition. It was crazy.
People everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere you look was someone with a tripod
people
and a
with
camera.
cameras, yes.
Yeah, it was something.
And a lot of people, they probably had way more experience than us because they had better equipment.
There was one
group had 100.
They had 150, so.
Yeah. I'm proud of us.
I'm very proud.
Yeah.
It was a good story and
a good experience.
Yes.
And they'll be ready for next year.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Especially in Tennessee.
yeah. So here's our Crazy 8 video. Take a look.
Welcome to this special edition of WPRP. I'm Sanam Megan.
And I'm Jalen Lovell. Today we are broadcasting from Anaheim, California.
In this episode, you will visualize different types of social justice stories taking place in the area.
Coming up, you will see interaction from the Orange County Police Department,
local personal reflections of protests that have been taking place,
and last but certainly not least, a private school that focuses on diversity. Since 1953, the historic Fairmont Private School have made a difference by educating as many students as possible. Reporter Kyla Hack brings us the secret to their success.
Fairmont Private School has a tradition of excellent education and embracing diversity among their students. Carol Calabria spoke to us today about how social justice is represented in their school.
Social justice, I think it's embedded in our country's founding, and it's about people having the freedom to follow the Bill of Rights, but also to be in control of their own property and their own self. The mission of the school by our owner, David R. Jackson, is to educate as many children in the world as we possibly can. A lot of our children are first-generation Americans, and they're very close to their own culture and their own religion. And we have parents come in during different times of the year to talk about like Denali, which is an Indian holiday, or Eid, which is a Muslim holiday. So the students are exposed to openly however it plays in the classroom, with other people's thoughts and beliefs. And that seems to work really well. We don't have like a religious war. We don't have children out on the playground, you know, my God is better than your God, that kind of thing. So it's really quite open. If the people who run the world, basically politicians in the world, if they could come here and see how families and students of all races, all colors, all religions, all ethnicities, all different backgrounds, all different degrees of wealth, if they could see how that works here, and if they had the intellectual honesty to take it back where they came from, it could change the world. I really believe that.
So here's a small private school that proves that race and religion doesn't matter, but social justice does.
Social justice can be defined and articulated in numerous ways. 9-year-old honorary police officer Colin Tellen has a story for everyone to hear. Ariel Finley brings us the heartwarming story.
Today we're here at the Orange County Police Department, where we met the newest chief, 9-year-old Colin. Let's see what he has to say about social justice.
I love saving people. I just like being happy.
I've been a member of the police department for 15 years as a police officer, and for the last 4 years as a sergeant. Social justice means that we serve the community. We don't serve certain individuals. We don't serve certain ranks of people. It's the entire community of Orange which we serve. Well, we found out just earlier this morning that Colin was being discharged from Children's Hospital of Orange County, and that he was an honorary police officer in Ithaca, New York, where he's from. And he loves to come tell police officers his story. So we brought him to the police department. We made him an honorary chief, got him a uniform, the stars, and he came and gave a motivational speech to our new recruits.
Well, my favorite thing to do is to actually be with my brother.
I'm correspondent Ariel Finley reporting for STN. Back to you, Sanam.
A quiet community was shaken up when their local citizen friendly park was erupted into chaos. Correspondent Alicia Coyle learned how social justice affects the citizens of Anaheim.
Here today in Pearson Park, all is well and quiet. However, this was once a very chaotic place to be. Protests that were peaceful and non-peaceful, both were taking place. Let's see how they've affected the community.
No, it's just gonna make it worse. It makes protests. It just makes things worse. Yeah, what protest does is it lights up more of the fire that's going on.
This usually family-oriented park was overrun with members of the Ku Klux Klan as they chose this as their place to rally. Residents were shocked at this event happening in their own front yards.
That's 2 years. A year ago, they had a rally in front of my house. I live on Harbor Boulevard. It's a big street. So yeah. So I mean, it's coming back. Now they're taking it to another level, to the point that they're getting more violent towards people now.
Anti-Klan activists immediately took the problem into their own hands, which led to conflict. 13 were arrested and 3 were stabbed.
By having protests and all that's not gonna do nothing. It's still, I mean, look, it's still happening. So that hasn't changed nothing.
However, the community responded 2 days later with a peaceful protest in the same park. They promoted unity and respect of everyone. The city of Anaheim can only hope that with time this problem will get better. Reporting for STN, I'm Alicia Coyle.
Next week, we'll be back at home in Louisville, bringing you our spring break edition of WPRP.
Thank you for tuning in to this edition of WPRP, on location at the STN Convention in Anaheim, California. I'm Jalen Lovell.
And I'm Sanam Megan. See you next week. So on the third day, we did a PSA.
We had to be downstairs in the lobby at 7:30 to get our word.
When we got down there, we opened the package, we got nutrition, the one word we would not want.
Yeah. So we go back up to the hotel room, we think of this cool idea, we go downstairs, we found our place to shoot. Halfway through, we're like, no, we don't want to do this. So we change it, we end up putting a GoPro on Sanam's head.
Yeah, it was really difficult for trying to make the GoPro stay on my head. kept on falling off. We took so many shots and
And finally, the one good shot that we had, when we put it in the laptop, we were in it. So
me and Ariel were in it. So we had to redo it. We had to go get, because what we did was we put snacks, bad snacks and good snacks. So we had a soda, and she drank the soda and on that good take, but then we had to retake, so we had to go buy a new soda, and it's just
it wasn't even a soda. What was it? Some energy drink.
Energy drink.
She liked it.
It was really good, actually. So
But
although,
it was really fun.
Yeah,
It was
although
really
it was
fun.
a lot
So
of
much
fun, it
fun.
still was a competition. So if you want, here you go. Check it out.
It's your choice.
So on the last day of competition on Thursday, we finally got our own challenge, and it was anchors.
Man, it was crazy. So we had 60 seconds. They gave us 4 different stories, and we had to like comprise all the stories in one and make it into like a 60-second story.
And we only had 2 hours to do this, so we couldn't edit the video at all. So it was just uncut, raw, like one take all the way through.
But here's the thing: we're so used to using Final Cut, and we couldn't use Final Cut to create the story. We had to use Premiere Pro, and we know nothing about it, so it was just like, Miss Dunn, what are you doing?
It was way extra stressful because of that.
Wow. So here goes the story, our 60-second anchor story for us.
Good morning, I'm Alicia Coyle.
And I'm Jalen Lovell.
A question that has been contemplating in the Golden State for quite some time now. Should California become an independent country?
The proposal has been submitted to state officials requesting that California be removed from the U.S.
In order for that to happen, 600,000 people must sign an agreement to go against the Constitution, which declares that states may not withdraw from America.
If the modification of the U.S. Constitution is approved, the vote would be scheduled for 2019.
And in other news, many gathered to participate in a protest that took place in Anaheim.
It took place in response to an LAPD officer firing his gun in confrontation with teenagers.
Police arrested 23 people, 5 of which were juveniles. The officer has been placed on leave. In other worldly news, there have been 7 new Earth-sized planets that have been discovered.
These new planets have potential of harboring life.
According to NASA, research shows that the cluster of planets is less than 40 light years away.
This is impeccable for our world, Alicia. I mean, we're talking about potential existence on another planet.
It truly is out of this world.
Wow. For Student Television Network, I'm Jalen Lovell.
And I'm Alicia Coyle.
Jalen.
I'm Ariel.
I'm Alicia.
I'm Kyler.
I'm Sanam.
I'm Laquan.
I'm Justin.
Reporting for WPRP.